The promotional panel for Boruto Chapter 10 just got here, and based off of this page, it looks like Chapter 10 is going to be another banger. In this panel, we see Sarada dodging an attack from Hidari, the Divine Tree version of none other than her father Sasuke Uchiha. In today's Boruto stream, I'm going to break down everything you need to know about this promotional panel and give you initial thoughts, and I'm also going to explain why this single page might completely reshape the sense of power scale in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. But first, if you wouldn't mind liking the video and subscribing to my channel, it would mean the world to me. Alright, let's get into it. So Chapter 9 left off with Boruto flying away from Kawaki and Delta after his karma got activated, and Himawari in an internal conversation with the Kyuubi, or the Nine-Tails Biju inhabiting her body, while Himawari and Team 10 flee from Jura and Hidari. But shortly before this, we saw Sarada and Sumire running to the scene where Jura and Hidari were attacking Team 10. This leads perfectly into this panel that puts us straight into the action as we see Sarada seem to sense that there's an attack coming and then dodge it just in time to avoid being sliced by a Chidori. A couple of things worth noting right off the bat here. Sarada has her Sharingan activated, but it's just the 3 Tomoe Sharingan, not her Mangekyou Sharingan, which we still haven't seen in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. Are we gonna see her Mangekyou Sharingan in Chapter 10? I don't think so, and here are the reasons why. First and foremost, I don't think the events happening in this promotional page are happening at the beginning of the chapter. In fact, I think that there is quite a bit of development that has already happened in this chapter before we get to this confrontation. First of all, we see Konohamaru running towards Sarada, which implies that Sarada and Sumire met up with Konohamaru before arriving on the scene. It's possible that they all convened in the scene at the same time. But then if Sarada was getting attacked immediately upon arrival while in the group, then I think we'd be seeing Sumire in the panel as well. The fact that Konohamaru has arrived means that we'll either see him meet up with Sarada, or we'll see him get dispatched to meet up with Sarada. Secondly, the last chapter left off with a huge question mark regarding what's going on with Himawari and the Kyuubi, who may or may not be Kurama. Not to mention what's going on with Team 10, who are also being pursued by Jura. In addition to this, we're likely to get some additional information on what's going on with Boruto and Momoshiki before seeing the events taking place in this promo panel. And lastly, I think it's very possible that Sarada isn't even aware that she's activated her Mangekyou Sharingan, especially since Sasuke never mentioned it out loud. Okay, then Mangekyou Sharingan aside, when and where is the battle in this panel going on? I do think this fight is likely happening in the middle of the chapter, because I don't think that Hidari is the type to stop and ask questions. I do think that as soon as he sees Sarada, he's gonna go in and attack with murderous intent at that. And that is why Sarada's 3 Tomoe Sharingan is already activated. And that is where I want to start the discussion on what I think might end up being the main takeaway from this panel. And that takeaway is that Sarada is a lot stronger than we previously thought. In fact, you could easily make the argument that Sarada's feats are more impressive thus far than any other Konoha shinobi not named Boruto or Mitsuki. That includes Kawaki. After all, last time we saw Sarada fight, she burnt a group of claw grimes to ash with her great fireball technique, and then followed that up by proceeding to one-shot kill 4 claw grimes with her Chidori. Yes, she got caught off guard, but Sarada thought the fight was over. She might be immature as a shinobi for dropping her guard, but as far as actual feats go, Kawaki was in the middle of combat when he got caught lacking. His guard was up and he still got face planted. Sarada, on the other hand, thought the fight was over. This isn't the only example. If you believe that Jura and Hidari are within an acceptable range of each other in terms of strength and speed, then Kawaki, again in the middle of a fight, not being able to dodge an attack from Jura, who literally states that he doesn't intend to kill Kawaki, while Sarada seems to effectively dodge this attack from Hidari, who is attacking with the intent to kill, again skews the power scale in Sarada's favor. Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm not saying that Sarada is head and shoulders above Kawaki. I'm not even saying she's stronger than Mitsuki, and therefore I'm not saying she's anywhere near as strong as Ada, Damon, Delta, Code, and so on and so forth. But as far as Konoha Shinobi that we currently know go, Sarada has the strongest feats that we've seen in Part 2 besides Mitsuki. And this is another piece of support to keep in context as well. Sasuke in Part 1 actually pointed out that Sarada was stronger with her 3 Tomoe Sharingan than Sasuke himself was before activating his Mangekyou Sharingan. So theoretically, Sarada is already stronger than any non-Mangekyou using Uchiha that we've seen up to this point. In fact, because we know that she's already activated her Mangekyou Sharingan, it's entirely possible that she's unknowingly reached a level of strength that isn't possible for someone with just a 3 Tomoe Sharingan. So what does this mean for the story? It means that things are about to get a lot more interesting, especially with Himawari, Sumire, and Damon all poised to show their skill sets in the next couple of chapters. But what do you guys think? Is Sarada as strong as I'm theorizing here, or am I overreacting? Let me know in the comments, and if you haven't already, please take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Alright, thanks. Toodles.